Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. It's Sovereign Saturday, y'all. Don't let anyone tell you it's wrong to be sovereign. One of my long titles. But look, you know what? I've been doing these Sovereign Saturdays rather for a while now, even before I used that term. And I'm gonna tell you what, there's always gonna be some people out there who, even if they don't use that term, will try to tell you it's wrong to think in a sovereign manner, especially if you're a man. Sometimes it's going to be some women, sometimes it's going to be some other men. But look, I'm gonna tell you what, don't let anybody try to say you have a problem as a man for wanting to control your environment, for you wanting to control yourself, for you want to exercise kingship over your kingdom. Now, I understand if they say, hey, you can't boss me around anything. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But I'm going to tell you something now. One of the things I've found in life, when as a man, you stand up for what you believe in, there's always going to be somebody going to try to tell you you're wrong or something. Like one of the things now, they'll say, oh, that's toxic. Or they'll say that's patriarchal. Let's just be real with, let's keep it a buck. They'll say that's patriarchal. Only thing I say is, look, hold up. As long as a man's controlling himself and not trying to exert control over you, it don't matter. But see, here's the thing with it. Other people will want to control you. Other people. Like if a man stands tall, confident, yeah, he's going to get some attention, some respect, but there's always going to be somebody who's going to have a problem with it. And then they'll try to use little things like, oh, you shouldn't be so tough, or you shouldn't do this. And I'm like, no, we're not going to go that way. You don't tell me what I do. Look, when we talking about being sovereign, well, you just saying, look, I'm just going to exercise control over my life. Now, even when situations, when a woman's coming into your life, hey, you know what? You ain't telling her she need to be like some servile woman or something, but you're saying, no, this is how we're going to do things here. All right? At best, maybe we can reach some compromise, but I'm going to stick with this. And at the end of the day, it's up to you, because if you're a natural leader anyway, you're going to lead. Don't let anybody like dissuade you or try to persuade you to follow whatever they want or to behave any way they want. Because you even got some other men. If a man like really standing up and saying, okay, I want to take control, they trying to tell you what's up. And you're like, man, whatever. This is my life. I'm going to live it this way. As long as my life is not interfering physically with your life, get the fuck out of my face. Now, that's the only time somebody should say something, if you trying to exert control over someone else. But being sovereign, you just taking care of your own business. Because first of all, it's funny, you get some people out here say, oh, these men ain't doing this or that. These men ain't, you know, they ain't handling their business. They not having their own place to stay. They're not owning their own stuff. They not building anything. Okay, fine. So you go up there and build it, and then somebody else gonna have a problem with it. Like who he think he is. Or even if you just believe in yourself, because part of sovereignty is simply believing in yourself. Somebody's gonna have a problem. Like who he think he is. You know? I've had people say that. I say, who you think you are? Rom Patrick Wills. And I'm gonna do it. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm handling business. This is what I believe in. This is what I stand for. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? And I've said that to people too. Because they be very close, pay close attention when somebody else tries to say, no, you shouldn't do that. Indeed, I wouldn't be surprised, like somebody who's like watching these videos and, you know, a so-called friend of theirs or even family say, oh, you shouldn't be listening to him or something. That's because they want to control you. Understand something. A sovereign man can scare some people because a lot of people out here are sheep. They either sheep or they somebody trying to control you. They trying to influence your behavior. You know, I remember, you know, it was funny too. I remember when I really first got started, really doing the social media thing and really, you know, sharing my thoughts on different things. And some young lady hit me up on, I said something. It was probably for like, yeah, generally people like what I talk about or at least tolerate it. But I think it's for some article I had on O'Shea's old site, the Negro Manosphere. And, you know, some young lady hit me up and said, yeah, I'm gonna work on you and everything. I was like, I just wrote her back. I said, good luck. Good luck. See, everybody wants you to follow their agenda. In fact, that's what if you really pay attention, you got different people, they try to enforce their agenda on you. And you just like, there's a sovereign man. No, if you follow somebody's agenda or adhere to it, it's only because you decide. Don't let anybody tell you. Like even for my stuff, I don't say, oh, you got to follow this. I just present it. I present the argument. Ultimately, you do what you want to do. You know, ultimately, even what I'm talking about on Sovereign Saturdays, you do what you want to do. But that means you're sovereign. You making the choice. But see, there's going to be some people, they're going to say, nah, you shouldn't do that, or this is what you should do. You know, like I said, they're either sheep or they want you to follow their agenda. They want you to go along with what they want. And then when you just look at them and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, what are you going to do about it? You know? And that'll mess their head up, but what can they do about it? And I'm going to tell you the truth. Get to the point you're going to follow your agenda, be sovereign to the point. You say, look, you got a problem with it, raise your hands. Raise your hands. And I do mean your hands. Seriously. Because that's how much you got to be willing to protect who you are. You got to be ready. If you're not ready to, you might as well just, you might as well just bend your knees right there. You know, and you're not hurting anybody. But see, like I said, you get some people, they want to try to control you. They want you following their stuff. And they'll try to convince you. Like, I'm going to tell you what, you want to mess with somebody, they sit and try to convince you of stuff, and you just like, okay. that messes with people because they see you're not going to do it. They see that you're not going to do it. Seriously, that messes with some people's heads. And you'll see it. You'll see like little, I would call it microaggressions. If you're a truly sovereign man standing up, like I said, you're going to get some women, they're going to try to control it. You're going to get some other men, and they ain't liking it, so they're going to try to control it. But you just look at them and just say, no, this is me. As long as I'm not, seriously, all you have to do is say, look, as long as I'm not trying to force anything on you, I don't care. The only time they should be upset is if you trying to force something. But that's not what being a sovereign man is about. You're not forcing anything. You saying this is how I'm going to live. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to handle my business. I'm not going to try to impinge on anybody else's rights. So you don't impinge on my rights. Damn. And if you got a problem with it, what you going to do about it? And I mean, I know some people say, oh, yeah, Ron being all rough. Like I know like a detractor say, oh, he being all rough. Yeah. Because that's how much sovereignty means. That's how much freedom means. Look, if a man builds his environment where he has control over it, he had to work for it. He wasn't handed that. He had to work for it. He had to do it. He had to have the willpower to make himself that. Now, if he has control over himself, he's not going to allow something outside of him to control him. Understand that. Understand that. And if a problem, and seriously, if somebody have a problem with that, just say, what the fuck are you going to do about it? This is me. As long as I'm not denying you your rights, you have nothing to say. So I want y'all to think about that. Look, be unapologetic that you're working to be sovereign. And like I said, it's not about controlling someone else. It's you working to control yourself. Because that's the only thing you have absolute mastery over. All right? So, once y'all, implement it. That's just how it is. There's no ifs, ands, and buts, no discussion. All right? So, That's all I have for now. Work to be sovereign. Keep rising. Peace.